Welcome in to the Casual Chaos Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ash, joined as always by Jeff and Bubba. What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, Jay?
How's
your Thursday treating you?
You know, it's just like Friday and just like Wednesday, except it's today because it's pod day, and that's what gets me up in the morning.
How about you, Bubba? How are you, man?
I agree, man. I've been looking forward to this. Thursday couldn't come fast enough, and we do it on a perfect day too because we get to wake up and then it's Friday, right? So it's fucking perfect.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, we get to watch two geriatric quarterbacks tonight, which is always motivating.
Yes.
What else could you ask for? So, on that note, it's 8:03 p.m. Thursday night. We're getting ready for the Steelers v. Bengals in Cincinnati. We've got a Steelers fan that does the podcast here with us, goes by the name of Jeff. So he might have some interruptions tonight or some, orgasmic sounding interludes throughout the pod. So the socials are flashing at Casual Chaos Live. So please follow us everywhere you get your socials. X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Find us. We're out there. We'd love to hear from you. Send in your tickets. This is the sports wagering community after all. Speaking of the sports wagering community, we've got some really exciting news. Kind of been sitting on it for, call it 2 weeks maybe. But if you've been joining us over the last 6 weeks, we've been taking this show live with the Casual Cast live on YouTube, where Bubba and I and producer Tyler have been in a studio. Jeff's been remote, and we've had a lot of fun doing that. And what we've been trying to do is really connect people around the country with, chat, talking their tickets, getting some real-time feedback, either in sports bars or live at the field, that type of thing. So we are really excited to announce that this coming Monday night for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football, we will be at Glory Days here in Tampa, the Glory Days Sports Grill, and we will be in the DeBartolo room where we will be filming the live broadcast. So we encourage everybody in the greater Tampa area that wants to come out to Glory Days to come on out, come on in and hang out with us. We're going to have people in and out throughout the show. And what I mean by in, like, come on in, we're going to hand you a mic. Tell us what your bets are. Tell us what your thoughts are. Let's chop it up a little bit and let's get some real-time reaction. So we're really excited. Again, if you can't join us live, please check us out. We're going to be going live probably about 8:00 on Monday. So a little bit of head start before the game, just so we can get used to the new environment. And, talking with Glory Days, if this works out, this might become a weekly thing. So we're really excited about it. We're really thankful for the opportunity. So shout out to the crew at Glory Days. Bubba, thanks for, hooking us up with your contacts. It was great.
Absolutely. And just a small correction there. We'll be going live around 7:00, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's double header.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, double header. So you get 2 for 1 at Glory Days.
Okay.
On the games, not the beers.
Correct. Use purchase code hashtag. I'm just joking. It's not out yet. So
that's actually good though. With 2 games, it helps for the tickets, right? So
absolutely.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, well, it helps getting home a little earlier too.
True.
So it just shaved an hour off my drive. All right. With all of that said, again, follow us on the socials. Thanks for checking out the live show. Looking forward to Monday night. But in the interim, producer Tyler, we have any tickets to talk about?
Yes, sir. We do.
Let's go.
We got first one up here. We got O'Connor. O'Connor has a double winning ticket here. He had Aaron Rodgers over 208.5 passing yards, which did hit. And he also had DK Metcalf with over, I believe it was 58.5 receiving yards. So both of those hit. So he hit early on Sunday. So good job, O'Connor, getting in the win column there. Double.
If I was him, I would put those same 2 bets if they offer them in tonight.
I think I have, but I think I have both of those on a ticket actually, like pretty much those exact numbers almost. So
yeah, no Hendrickson tonight, so that helps.
Yeah, well, and the Bengals are just not very good.
Yeah,
so with our winners, we do have some losers. Unfortunately, it feels like Amon-Ra St. Brown scores a lot and didn't come through here for Rain Man last week. He got held out of the end zone. in the Detroit versus Chiefs game. I'm sure we'll go into a little bit of that maybe a little bit later. Some questionable calls and whatnot in that game. But Rayman bounced right back. Had some W's last night and Wednesday night's game. He had the over in the Blue Jays Mariners game of 6 runs. That cashed. I think the Blue Jays ended up scoring 13. I think it was. Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. That hit late in the game. Vlad almost hit for the cycle last night, I believe. And Randy Arozarena also, he had at least 1 run or RBI, and he scored in the first inning. So that was no sweat. Pretty much all that hit within the first 4 innings. 4 or 5 innings. Maybe Raleigh hit his home run in like the 6th, but
8. It was actually 8.
So it was his last at bat. Good opportunity. So that was a little bit of a sweat there, but he had already hit earlier on another bet. He was banking on there being runs this game, so he had the over 6 runs, and then he had Vlad and a just ticket by themselves, kind of the same side of the other. So he already covered that bet almost with those winnings right there. So
very nice.
2 W's yesterday. Unfortunately, of course, just how these things go, I was on the Mariners. So I had Vlad to hit a home run and Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. But, 50-50 chance, flip a coin, pick between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. I picked the hot team, the Mariners, and they get boat raced after going up 2-0. So that's fun. You love to get beat down on a Wednesday night.
You get the home runs to hit, and then you don't win.
The hard
hard
part.
stuff.
You got the
all the hard
part,
stuff. And just whatever. Gambling's stupid sometimes. Got another one here. Believe this was Jay, actually one of your bets from this weekend. We had Bijan Robinson, kind of a tough one. Bijan Robinson got a touchdown. Had a monster game on Monday night. Actually fucked me out of a fantasy win. I was up by like 25 points, and he just that 80-yard run. I was like, well, this thing's over. Drake London also had a great game. What a concept! Give the ball to your best 2 players. And then you also had James Cook, unfortunately, who did not find the end zone for the Bills. So a little bonus bet would have been nice to hit, especially because the Bills, you would think the hard part would probably have been Drake London in that one, the way James Cook's been scoring. But tough one there for the Bills. Took one on the chin on Monday night.
Well, we'll get back to that when we talk about our moneyline plays of the week, because somebody had the Dirty Birds. But I'd like to thank the Hard Rock for that loyalty bet on the refund for the Ibuka second half action for him not coming out of the locker room and playing. So shout out to our good friends at the Hard Rock.
Yeah. There was a few of those actually last week as well.
Yeah.
There's a few different guys that went down. So obviously in Tampa, a ton of Ibuka props.
Yeah. Thank you for postponing my loss from Sunday to Monday.
It just looked better. It looks better when there's a little bit of green on that ticket.
That's right.
And then we also had La Flama Mama. La Flama Mama had another bonus bet, but she had Vlad home runs. This was from game, I believe, 1, and she had the Blue Jays winning and Vlad hitting a home run. Unfortunately, the Blue Jays, I don't think, scored a run in the first 2 games. So Vlad did not hit a home run, and the Blue Jays did not win. But with all that, send in your tickets, guys. We like to talk about winners, losers, anything in between, bad beats. Those do happen as well. Send them in. We love to talk about them and feature your bets here on Talking Tickets.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
It's a nice little segment, Talking Tickets. All right. Speaking of talking, let's bring in our NCAA college football expert. Is he reached expert status yet?
Well, he's
5-1, pretty damn close.
Past couple weeks are a pretty good run, yeah.
All right. Well, the paperwork for promotion's in. We're still going to call him a correspondent this week. He had the week off. He's energized. He's ready to go. He drank some beers with Touchdown Jesus a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
So here he is, $1 Ant. What's going on, brother?
What's up, boys? Good to see you. Yeah, I was up in South Bend last weekend for that Boise State game, 2 weeks ago now, right? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And you guys got to go, man. They're serving beers back in the stadium. I polished off about a 12-pack first half. Only $8 a beer. It's not like these Buccaneer Stadium beers. So
it's cheap.
It's good, man. It's good.
Did they ever sell beers there, or was this?
No, it's brand new, man.
Okay, I was gonna say
it's brand new.
Yeah.
Because I think they weren't even selling alcohol in stadiums till pretty recently. I remember like when I lived down in Boca, FAU was the first one. But yeah, it's like brings a whole new energy. Like we had like before Notre Dame games are kind of like mass, and now they're serving beer in the games. They're booing they're booing the ref. We're booing the ref when we're up 28, because he's making a bad PI call. So it's a whole different atmosphere. I love it, man. It's a good time.
I love it.
Catholic faces, numbers are down, so they're just
Yeah, that's right.
they're on TikTok too. They see what the kids are doing.
That's right.
I wasn't gonna say it. I'm glad you said it, Jay.
Well, it's good to see y'all. Thanks for having me back. Crazy week of college football. I'm going to start off from the noon game that me and Bubba were crying into our beer at a bar. FSU at Pitt. FSU was a 10.5 point favorite. Over under was 58.5. Pitt comes into Tallahassee, wins outright. I think we got to start talking about Norvell getting fired, maybe on the hot seat at this point. They had the big win against Alabama early in the year. Alabama's proven to be a solid team, but Florida State, they just can't figure it out. They can't stop the run, can't really put together an offense. It's tough. I don't know if you guys watched that game. I mean, my whole takeaway from it is that you got a freshman quarterback from Pitt on the road, second game of his career, and he looks like, a future Heisman candidate in front of a defense that we were told all season that is unbeatable. So I got hosed on that one. Me and Bubba both got hosed on that one. Not betting Florida State the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah, until they fire him.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is his second rough year in a row for him too. So
until they fire him, I will not be touching that team.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It could be a good go against every time they're a favorite. That's for sure.
Yeah. Next crazy game too. I mean, we got to say it now. Indiana's a real deal. Indiana on the road, 30-20. They were 7-point dog, I believe, in that game. They won that game from start to finish. I know it was a 10-point game, but I watched the majority of that. It didn't seem like at any point Oregon had an opportunity to come back. Mm-hmm. What does Indiana do after that game? They give Cignetti a $120 million extension, whatever the hell it was, to keep him around because you hear all these, rumors that he might be getting poached elsewhere. And now all of a sudden we're talking about another coach in Dan Lanning, who, I know this is Oregon's first loss of the season. But Dan Lanning has been named as this, perennial powerhouse coach. He really hasn't won a big one either. His only big wins right now are just against Penn State. Penn State's proven to be pretty terrible. I like Indiana this year. I think Mendoza is a Heisman favorite. He should be a favorite to win the Heisman right now. If he's not, a Cuban kid from Miami, it's fun to root for. And he's fun to watch, man. I think I like Indiana to roll the rest of the way here.
But the schedule's pretty weak, right? The rest of the way?
Yeah.
I don't think they play any top 25 opponents the rest of the season, so it would just be the Big Ten championship game or a Big Ten championship game against Ohio State.
That's a good game. But that's probably that Oregon win. I mean, up to this point, that's probably the win of the year, right? In college football, I would think.
I would say so. I mean, you could have said maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, Oregon's win over Penn State was,
Of course, that
doesn't
look good now.
Doesn't look that good. It doesn't look that good anymore now. But Indiana is a team that, when they hired Cignetti from JMU, everyone thought like, okay, this is just like a bridge. Cignetti has won everywhere he's been. He won at JMU. He won prior.
He'll tell you about that too.
Yeah, and he'll tell you about that too. And I'm happy for him. I believe Indiana is legit. I think they're not going to be a problem this year. They're going to be a problem in the Big Ten moving forward. It's not going to be just Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State on the perimeter. I think Indiana has firmly put themselves above Michigan and Penn State to be the number 2 team in that conference.
And I think the quarterback is taking them over the hump.
Mendoza's a stud, man. Mendoza right now. I think he's a Heisman favorite, and he's I think he might be the favorite now to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Like he's becoming a guy
big kid too, man. Yeah, big
kid. And I'm going to reiterate again, Miami Cuban. I mean, we're not going to see that for a long time, right? If a Miami Cuban wins a damn Heisman, what's that party going to look like on South Beach?
The last Cuban quarterback to really play well was Joe Montana, right?
Is he Cuban?
I don't know.
He was Italian.
We like to say it.
Right. We might have to go and fact check that.
Is
he third generation? Love
I don't
those
know what you
blonde-
got. I know I kind of rambled.
Love
on that game.
love those blonde hair, blue eyed Cubans.
Yeah, right.
No, I think obviously Indiana was a story last year, but obviously going into it was weak schedule, and then they got their absolute asses kicked in the playoff game.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head with the matchup with Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. It's a moral victory, but it'll get people's attention even if they keep it close. If they win that game, depending on where they're seated, they might have a decent path. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see it. We talked in the preseason show. I said if your team begins with an I in the Big Ten, other teams should be looking out when they have to play you this year, and it's starting to hold true. Just to touch back on your Oregon thing, they see that this is their MO, right? This is why they've never won a national championship, even before they were in the Big Ten and then the Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac, whatever the hell they called it all those years. They would come out like, gangbusters, drop a random game. You'd forget about them. They'd fall out of the polls. And then, all of a sudden it's like they're in the Rose Bowl again. Right. But they just never compete for a national championship. Right. So they're kind of staying on brand. But college football is, it's kind of wide open, but you got some big matchups I know we're going to talk about today. Jeff, you got anything?
No, I mean, like I said, I watched it. It was a good game. It was definitely a good win. And I mean, Oregon, it's a big difference going from the Pac-12 to obviously the Big Ten, right? So the fact that they're as good as they are right now is probably a good sign for them moving forward, but they definitely got some work to do.
Yep. I'll touch on two more games, preview or recaps from last week. But one I want to talk about, Oklahoma, Texas. Texas ends up boat race in Oklahoma. Arch looks competent, I guess.
I mean, again, Texas is like, what do we think about Texas? It's like they look like a different team every week, Yeah,
I don't know what to make from them right now. We watched that entire game. I was all over Oklahoma. I thought Mateer coming back for Oklahoma was going to give some sort of spark. They look flat the majority of that game. Let me look up Arch's stat line real quick. I know I said I was going to go quick. 23-6 really was never in doubt the whole game. Arch 21 for 27, efficient, only 166 yards and a touchdown, but that's all he needed to be. Texas defense looked stout. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Texas has a interesting matchup this week, right? They play Kentucky on the road. I mean, who knows? They could show up. They couldn't. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
And
Dr.
then one
Jekyll,
more.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with those.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
And then last one for last week, you got to talk about it, touch on it briefly. I mean, Penn State's fucking dead, right? Like Penn State on the road, Northwestern, 22-21. I almost feel bad for Northwestern because they're celebrating this win like it's the greatest thing ever. But it doesn't even mean it. Penn State doesn't care. They just Drew Aller's out for the year. They fire their coach. Whole season's over for Penn State. A team that I was super high on going into the year. I thought Drew Aller was a Heisman favorite. I had Penn State to win the whole thing. They had all this NFL talent. And Bubba was right in the end. They're just a bunch of frosters. And who the hell?
Tyler called it too. Tyler called it too.
Listen, you could throw all your Penn State tickets on the bonfire we started with our Clemson tickets.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Both of those two.
Yeah. That pile's getting larger and larger.
Yeah. You want to call me an expert? I think I'm still a correspondent for those two preseason picks right there. Jesus.
You heard it here first. Miami's the best team in the country.
There you go. Yeah.
What do you got this week, Ant?
This week, so there's some big games to watch. Just real quick to go through them. Tennessee, Alabama is going to be fun to watch. I got no action on that. It's going to be close. 7.5 spread for Alabama in Tuscaloosa. LSU, Vanderbilt, another tight spread, another interesting game. Vandy looking legit. Maybe can Pavia pull it off? Can LSU take that next step to be that title contender? 2.5 spread there. I like LSU on the road. Give me the points there. And then Notre Dame USC, we're talking about before the pod, me and Jeff. It is, a pretty much a postseason game for both of these teams. Whoever wins, it can solidify themselves in the playoffs, and whoever loses is pretty much out here. But excited to watch those games. I got 3 locks for you guys this week. I got some good ones.
Did you mention Ole Miss Uga?
Oh, I did not mention Ole Miss Uga. Should have mentioned that one.
Oh, you should. I mean, it's number 5 versus number 9. I mean,
it's also where my wife went to college.
Oh, both of them?
Georgia. I don't know. I think that story's the same there. I like Georgia in that game too, but we'll see. Right. I don't know.
All right, let's go to your locks. I just started to interrupt.
No, it's good. It's good. I thought Bubba was getting me going here. So I got 3 picks for y'all, but then I'll head on my way. We got first one. I love this. I can't believe the spread is this low. It's a team that's hosed me before. It's Friday night game. Cal -8.5 at home against UNC. There's rumors about Belichick, kicking kids off the team for being hurt, and he wants to leave, go elsewhere to save his brand, all this stuff. I don't understand how this UNC team, who hasn't put up more than 14 points on a Power 4 opponent all year, is going to go on the road to Cal and cover that 8.5 point spread. I don't think Cal's all that great, but UNC short week, 3,000-mile flight. I got Cal -8.5. It's going to be a big bet for me this weekend.
How about Brett Favre looking like he's 25 right now? I mean, Brett Favre. I called that's the second week in a row I called Brett Favre. Fucking Rodgers looking like he's 25. Anyway, sorry.
I like that pick though. And
I was like,
I love that
Favre
pick.
play for Cal? What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I thought you were about Belichick for a second.
I was like,
yeah.
Jay warned us.
I did warn you guys that we have a Steeler fan on the pod.
I'm officially getting old, man. That's 2 weeks in a row I call him Favre. Jesus Christ.
He is playing like a little Brett Favre-ish, though. I see him running around throwing. So.
No, I like that pick too. That's a good one. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but yeah,
no, it's good. Jay warned us we're gonna have those orgasmic interruptions with the Steelers fan over
right.
here, so.
It's a good thing you didn't call the girl by the wrong name.
Yeah, right. Love it. Next pick here. I got UNLV. They're 6-0 on the road at Boise, +12.5. Total in that game is 59. I think this is a one-score game. I saw Boise in person. That quarterback for Boise is not good. They're all through the run game, and I think Mullen over at UNLV won't lay down for anybody. They might not win this game. 12.5 seems like too many.
That's a
on
lot
that
of
blue
points.
turf.
Yeah. That's a lot of points
on that blue turf. And then here's my two. I got two locks of the week. You want the bigger game or the smaller game first?
Smaller game.
Smaller game first. This one is disgusting. Okay, this is absolutely disgusting. But this might be my favorite game of the year. I might put game of the year on this one. I got
right.
Buffalo. I got Buffalo -17 at 0-6 UMass. UMass hasn't scored. Let me look up their points real quick.
Easy now. You've done this whole hasn't scored thing before. And
Hold on.
Yes, you have done
I know.
this.
You got to be careful with these now.
You didn't just fuck us over. I said that to like 10 different people.
Give me a second, give me a
Jeez.
second.
They haven't scored a point all season.
You're on a national podcast here. This is
That's
the
all right.
news.
Give me a
Well,
second.
how
Give me a
dare
second.
you, sir? It's global. Friend of
me-
the pod, Oki, went to UMass and has been making a living the last 3 years betting against UMass. So you might be onto something here.
So UMass has not scored more than 10 points against a Power 5 opponent. They've lost outright to Bryant University.
Oh,
Not good.
And they're just coming off a loss right now at Kent State, 42-6. Meanwhile, Buffalo 3-3. They're not great. They're keeping every game close for the most part, right? They just lost 31-30 overtime game against Eastern Michigan. They lost to Jeff's boys over at UConn the week prior by 3 points. Troy by 4 points. They just beat Kent State, who beat UMass all those points.
I like Buffalo. That's a good pick.
Buffalo -17 is going to be I think it's going to be my play of the year. It might be a very unresponsible wager on them.
It's actually it's not a long ride from Buffalo to UMass either, so it's not that bad of a travel.
Kind of a home game, yeah.
Yeah, nice fall foliage there in Western Mass.
What's the home atmosphere going to be like for the 0-6 UMass Minutemen? It's going to be a crazy environment.
It is. There's gonna be 17 people at the game. 4 will have Birkenstocks with socks on
and a hot chocolate.
Yep.
And yeah, that's exactly how that's going to go.
And there'll be a rich plant-like aroma in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. And then my last pick, maybe not as big of a lock as the Buffalo game, but a team that I'm falling in love with, Texas Tech -7.5 at Arizona State. Texas Tech is sneakily going they're like the biggest wagon right now in the NCAA. They're sneakily just mowing down opponents.
Mm-hmm.
In the offseason, we heard all year about all this oil money buying in. I think they had like a top 5 NIL, top 5 transfer portal team, getting all this talent from these big schools. And they haven't won by a smaller margin than 24 points all season. Arizona State is coming off an absolute beatdown by Utah. I understand what's his name? Levitt has been hurt. That coach over there feels like he's losing control a little bit. His press conferences seem kind of weird. Texas Tech minus 7.5. I think this spread should be 14. I love the Red Raiders in this game. I think their offense is crazy. I think their defense is pretty damn good too. And I think they're proving that they are just a few notches above everyone else in that Big 12 conference.
Where's that game at, Ant?
It's in Arizona State.
Okay, that's the only thing that scares me a little. But yeah, you're right.
They're just proving that they are just by far and away the most talented team in that conference. I think they'll do it again this week against Arizona State.
So Bubba called them on the preseason show when we did our college football preview. He was really high on them. We kind of joked about where that boatload of money went, and we were talking about kids from Incarnate Word and just random schools, and whether they were paid properly or not. Maybe they're underpaid. they were disincentivized at their previous schools, but they look great. They really do, and they took care of business in Utah, so they've got a big road win already. So ASU probably doesn't frighten them. So I like where your head's at.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like boat racing every team in front of them right now. Last week they beat Kansas, who I think probably is top 4 in the conference in the Big 12. I know like it's one of those conferences that everyone's pretty evenly matched, but I love Texas Tech in this matchup, 7.5. That line was at 11 or 12 earlier in the week. I think it's because they think Levitt's going to play, but love the Red Raiders.
All right. So I got to throw one at you here before you go.
Give me something.
Because once upon an episode, you talked about this Akron team that hadn't scored, right? And then we had UAB on the other side, I believe.
Trent Dilfer.
Gone.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in Memphis coming off a bye and coming off of a large win, laying 21.5 at UAB?
I saw it
with a new coach, right? I mean, Dilfer's gone. So
Dilfer got fired. I don't think I even knew that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's incredible. No, I love it. I love it. I mean, I think UAB is garbage. I think Memphis is obviously playing well this year. Give me the Tigers. I love it.
There you go.
All right with you.
We'll ignore the new coach bump and we'll just jump on that.
Love it.
All right.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Speaking of new coach bump, is Penn State even playing this week?
Yeah, they're a dog.
Yeah, they play. I was just about to say this game might be interesting. They play Iowa at Iowa. Iowa's obviously an interest, and they're dogs. They're 3.5-point dogs. Like new coach bump. Do you take Penn State and just maybe some new life into the team?
I don't know who they have playing quarterback.
Who's the quarterback?
Yeah, that's a great point.
There's this kid that they're going crazy over. He has like some Polish last name. It's probably just Philly Penn State hype. You know how that shit is.
A safer bet is Hawaii plus 2.5 at Colorado State.
You love to wake up to a win or a loss.
You can't bet Hawaii off the island.
You can't bet Hawaii off the island.
7 p.m. start.
Can't bet Hawaii off the island.
Doesn't matter. Can't
bet off the island. Well, I appreciate it, boys. Thanks for the time. I'll see y'all later,
man.
All right, Ant. Appreciate it. All right.
USF, by the way, their team total, I was going to say 47.5 this week.
Ooh.
Wow.
Who are they playing?
Florida Atlantic.
Oh.
And the coaches don't like each other, so it might be the over. USF has scored like 180 points in the last 3 games, and Golish might try and run it up on them. Just because.
Who's the coach at UAB? Is he Ukrainian?
I don't think so. Who is their coach now?
I apologize for those that don't pick up on political satire.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. All right. That was our college football segment. Here's an awkward segue into the NFL. Steelers up 7-0 against the Bengals. Last week, injuries, more injuries. People dropping like flies, people on the Bucs dropping, which no one likes to see. Some teams holding serve, some teams showing exactly who we thought they were, like Tennessee, just dropping balls to end the game on last ditch effort drives. So what were your takeaways of week 6?
Well, Kansas City, right? I mean, that was a huge win for them.
Huge.
Sort of almost puts them back in the driver's seat in that division. That's a really big win. Really nice win for your guys, your boys, Tampa. Didn't go down to the last second like a lot of their games do. So
yeah,
they got a nice win against San Francisco. And of course, selfishly, I was just happy to see the Steelers smack the Browns around. Always good to see that. So,
Yeah.
What about you, Bubba?
What I took away from this week was the Bills. I mean, they really struggled against Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I watched that game. And I was just waiting for the Bills to come back. I was waiting, and the defense just could not. I mean, I take it back. The second half, Atlanta, they kind of slowed them down a little bit. It just wasn't enough. They didn't do enough on offense to come back and win the game. But that was a shocking loss to me. And Jay, I obviously, I'm on the podcast and I rewatched. You called it out. I mean, you said Atlanta, had a chance to take them out, and they did it pretty handily. And Bijan got, he had his way with that defense. I mean, he had an 80-yard run. He had a couple 20, 25-yard runs. I mean, the guy –
He went for 160 yards.
Yeah.
I think.
He had like 150 in the first half.
Yeah. He was electric. He was electric, and the Bills didn't have an answer for him. So
I think we all, in our NFL preview, I think we all picked the Patriots as like a value pick to win that division. And if the season ends today, they would win the division.
Yeah.
We look very smart right now. We look very, very smart.
Yes.
And the Bills' offense is what looks. They just don't have a number one guy.
Didn't look right.
They don't have like a number one receiver to go out and get like. Keon Coleman's not coming along quite enough that they need him to. Like, amazing. Would it be nice to have Stephon Diggs? Maybe.
Probably, considering what he did against them, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, probably nice.
I just don't know, like, if. But they also run the ball so well. Why don't you just fucking hand it off?
Right. They were getting like 6 yards a carry. I don't know why they wouldn't just run it every time, but.
It's actually a credit and a disservice to Allen, right? Because he clearly is a perennial MVP. Absolutely. Because he literally single-handedly wins football games in a league where you're not supposed to single-handedly win a football game, right? He's bigger, faster, stronger in a league where everybody's bigger, faster, stronger. So it's amazing the fact that he's pulled so many games out. But when, to your point, Bubba, when the weapons aren't 1A, they're more like 2A, 3A, or 2B type things versus we have a true number one. You have no go-to guy. Cook is electric at times, but inconsistent, right? The offensive line is small and, okay. And the defense has been small for a while. And there was questions in the secondary this year, and it's kind of coming to fruition. Can any Bills fan listening to this light you up and everybody and say, you guys know what you're talking about? No, we're talking about you're 4-2 and you're tied with the Patriots, and you have the best quarterback, if not, again, 1A, 1B in the league.
Right.
You just look vulnerable right now. You just lost 2 in a row. Can you still run and be, 13-4? Sure. But it's smelling more like less than a 10-win season. That's what it seems like it's shaping up for. Because their schedule coming off their bye is not easy.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't get any easier for
them. Not only that, the Bills obviously have, they play the Bucs, Chiefs, the Texans are, we don't really know, and the Steelers. They got to play the Patriots again. The Patriots have a extremely easy schedule.
They do.
So the Patriots, you could probably only write up 2-3 losses for the Patriots if they keep obviously playing to the level that you can beat the Bills at, Buffalo. If that's the case, the Patriots aren't going to lose many games. So the Patriots are going to win 11, 12 games. You're going to be a wild card team.
Absolutely.
If you get there.
Yeah, the Pats are benefiting from a last place schedule, as they should.
Yeah.
Right. So, my big takeaway from the week was the Cowboys are who we thought they were. Just, like I told you the week before, Bubba, like you get frustrated by the Cowboys, that's what they're going to do to you. The defense is just inept. But been saying it all year. Yeah. Dak looks unbelievable. His numbers, stat line, if you look at that in a vacuum or without looking at the score, you're like, wow, the Cowboys rolled and they lost the game.
Yeah.
And he's doing it without his number one receiver and a banged up offensive line. So he looks amazing. I'll give him all the credit in the world. But the defense is just brutal and they're poorly coached as usual. So,
I mean, it's not really surprising about Dak, right? I mean, the question with him coming to the year was, would he stay healthy? I mean, that was basically the question,
Sure.
But you talked about the defense from day one, and the games are exciting because Dallas is throwing up a lot of points, but they just can't stop anybody.
Yeah, take the over.
Right. And then the last thing I say, just because it's Cowboys adjacent, Micah Parsons not necessarily lighting the league on fire on a defense that, again, after 2 weeks was going to the Super Bowl and you could not score on them. Looked very vulnerable and almost lost to, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he doesn't look right. I mean, you wonder if how bad his back really is, right? I mean, that's I don't know. Anyway, so
I hear you. I hear you. So, all right, let's get into this week before we get into the categories. Anything shaping up this week? The return of Rashid Rice, George Kittle might be playing. Anything you guys are paying attention to?
As far as the Niners go, it sounds like Mac Jones again. Pete practiced today. Purdy has not.
Yeah.
Your boys, and this will come up a little bit later, but Tampa, they're all banged up on offense. I mean,
did Evans practice today?
He was limited. He was limited. Yeah,
okay.
He was the only one.
He was on the field.
Yeah. So
that's big.
I'm particularly looking at the Giants going out to Denver and playing in that game. I think that could be a good game. I think it'd be a fun game to watch.
It might be a very rough game though for Denver by far leads the league in sacks, right? So it's going to be the first real challenge that he's got as far as a defensive line. But Scattaboo, they're just fun, man. I'll be tuning into that game for sure. No, I'm definitely interested in it too. Yeah, it's a good call.
I am as well. So let's get into the categories. Gun to the head, lock of the week. Who did you have last week, and what do you have this week? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Bubba.
This is the second week in a row last week that I took the Cowboys. They covered for me the first week. I think they beat up on the Jets. And then they obviously lost the game. They were a 3.5-point favorite. So I had the Cowboys last week. Didn't end up well. This week, though, I am interested, and I've got two here, and I'm going to pick one, but I'm going to name the two that I have. I'm going to take the Chargers to beat Indianapolis, but I was also looking at the Texans on Monday night. Seattle to beat up on the Texans on Monday night, but I want to have this over with on Sunday. So I'm going to take the Chargers to beat Indy. The spread's 1.5. That's my lock of the week.
I like it. Jeff?
Last week I had Buffalo. I mean, we just spent some time talking about them. That obviously didn't come through. This week, I actually like the Lions. Not to anger anybody else on this pod, but I like the Lions. We just talked about the Bucs are beat up. Detroit coming off a tough loss at home. Right, they're gonna need that win if they're gonna be who we think they're gonna be. So -5.5. I got Detroit.
There you go.
That's a big number to me.
It is.
Yeah,
even
it
being
is.
hurt, 5.5 seems like a big number. You're gonna win by a touchdown essentially. The Bucs are just so fucking. They just keep fighting.
They're running out of weapons though, Tyler. That's
for sure.
the thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, but they made it.
But
work
I
last
would
week.
argue they ran out of weapons in the first quarter of the last game, and they scored 30-something points. So, Jeff, I don't think it's a bad pick at all. But
No.
we had our 5th and 6th wide receivers catching touchdowns, like fucking doing flips in the end zone. So,
Yeah, but
if you're a Bucs fan, you're optimistic.
Sure, but let's just again in Jeff's defense, I guess. San Francisco lost their best linebacker. I'm sorry, they lost the best linebacker in the league.
Yeah,
and Mac Jones was the quarterback. This is the quintessential. Baker's gonna have the Bucs with 3rd, 4th, 5th string receivers. They're gonna put up 20+. This is the Jared Goff game in a dome where he goes for 3 and change, 5 touchdowns. Gibbs has a big electric play. Hutchinson has a strip sack, that type of thing. So if it was 3 points, it's probably a mortal lock. At 5, is a touchdown realistic? Absolutely. I mean,
it's realistic.
And again, if you're the Bucs, and I think Tyler, you even said it last week, like, can we just toss this game, get a bye, and come back healthy in 2 weeks? Like,
sure.
Don't get anybody else hurt. Put Teddy Two Gloves out there. Rest Baker.
with our luck, it'll be Baker, and like Baker will go down with like a shoulder. Or
Hopefully
something.
not.
Right.
Hopefully
But
not.
that said, and we traded some texts on this a couple days ago. If Tampa can actually pull that win off, that's enormous for them. I mean, that puts them. That gives them basically a 3-game lead on Detroit because of the tiebreaker. The head-to-head tiebreaker. So I mean, it's a huge game for them.
It's
Right.
just Jeff, and the only reason that I say the Bucs may have a chance to cover that spread, I'm not even saying they're going to win the game because it is a bigger number than 3, is that I know that they played matchup, but the defense has looked good, and they're really not that banged up on the defense. So it's like if the Bucs do end up scoring 20, like Jay says, or 21 points, do the Lions really go out and score 35 points? They scored 28 points.
At home, though, they're kind of a different animal.
It's the
yeah,
home
no,
thing.
they are. They are.
Them in Detroit is different.
Right. But
no doubt.
Bubba, I would say this, and it's not in our lock category. I would put I don't have it in front of me, but I'm sure the team total for the Lions is probably 27.5 to 28.5. Take the over. They don't score less than 30 at home almost ever. If they were coming,
even when they lose, they score.
Correct. If they were coming off a win against Kansas City, it could be a letdown game. You can catch them.
Right.
I think they're
Dan Campbell's going to have them ready. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, good pick for both of you. And my lock of the week is actually the same as Bubba's. In the rear, we agree. I think Indy, and I'm going to say Indy last week was my lock of the week against the Kyler Murray led Cardinals. I didn't realize there was going to be a last minute substitute there, and the better quarterback was the backup. Chase Brown, catch the god dang football. Indy, you could throw on clearly. And I think even with Vidal Sassoon having the game he did against the Dolphins, he gives them at least a little bit of a competent running back. I don't know how the offensive line is going to be, but I think Herbert has, a 300-yard game easily. If Quentin Johnston's playing, that'll be a nice anytime touchdown prop. I think McConkey has a good game. So I would look for them to outscore the Colts because I think that defense is pretty suspect. And we'll see how if Indy can. I'm sorry, if the Chargers can contain Jonathan Taylor to 101 instead of 183, right?
Yeah, and I think Quentin Johnston did get upgraded today. I think he is gonna. He's active, so he's gonna play this week. It's for you guys, so it looks good for you guys. Probably.
There you go.
All right.
Mine. I think I think I had the Patriots last week.
You did.
You might hear me say it a lot just because, again, their schedule is not very good. I mean, I'll ride with the Patriots again. They're going into Tennessee. Even with the Tennessee coach being fired, which we really didn't touch on, he's the first one to go this year. He's the first casualty. I think you'll see a couple more dominoes maybe fall now that he's gone. I just don't see the Patriots not beating the Tennessee Titans by more than 6.5. They're just not very good. So I'll take Drake May just having a good game, another good game, solid game, in New England to get that W.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
In Nashville, but I don't think that matters.
I don't think it matters, and it's like you said, it's a Vrabel coming home statement game as well.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, shove it up their ass a little bit.
Yeah,
you already fired your coach that you pretty much wanted.
You fired me for a guy that called 2 timeouts that couldn't decide if he wanted to kick a field goal or not. Nice job.
They might run up the score. Like the over-under is 42.5. Like they might try and score 50.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about Vrabel and his locker room presence, like that's something the guys will actually rally around and want to do for him, right?
Absolutely.
So, that should have been my lock too. Now that I'm sounding it out. So great job by you, producer Tyler. So stay away game. We'll start with Bubba. What do you got? Stay away and why? And what'd you have last week?
My stay away game last week was the Seahawks and Jags, and that's because I just didn't really know which team, like who they were. The Jags had just lost to the Bucs and a really, barn burners, like 30, both teams had 30 something points. And then the Jags had just beat the Chiefs on Monday night. So I was like, what's going on here? Are they going to be on a hangover? So I stayed away from that game. The Jags ended up beating them by, 15 points, something like that.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks beat up on them. My stay away game this week is actually the game that we're doing. It's the Bucs Lions game. And the reason I say that is because of that 5.5 spread. I have faith as a Bucs fan that we're going to score points. I mean, based on the last 3 quarters, I know we talked about the defense. The 49ers not good. Baker's not going to all of a sudden just not score points. The defense, like I said, I made my case for them earlier. So I'm just staying away from that game because you guys are right. Detroit, they coming off a loss to Kansas City. They could easily put up 42 points. They could score, 6 or 7 touchdowns, and then the Bucs are in trouble because I don't think we can keep up with that. But that's my stay away game, 5.5. I don't like it, but I'll put some prop bets in.
All right.
You're gonna bet the Bucs money line, by the way. You act like you're not gonna bet the Bucs.
I don't know.
Live from Glory Days, 7 o'clock.
You're gonna have a stay away game, and it's gonna be your underdog of the week.
Yeah. I may live bet them.
We need to clip this segment after Bubba has 6 bears at Glory Days.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna bet him.
I told you.
Biggest bet he's ever made in his life. He's gonna put on the Bucs on Monday night.
There we go.
Go ahead,
Stay away last week was Cowboys Panthers.
Good call.
I'm fine with that. Because even if I was gonna throw some money on it, I probably would have did Dallas, just because I didn't think I wouldn't have thought that the Panthers could score with them. So I'm happy with staying away with that. This week it's it's not necessarily surprising, but Dolphins Browns.
Ew.
What do you
What
do
a
with that?
gross game.
Yeah.
So
What a gross game.
I think the Browns are favored by 2.5. So that's no thank you.
Wow.
What
Over
you
under
should-
37.5.
What you shouldn't stay away from there is interceptions. It's supposed to be really windy there this weekend. So, my stay away game last week was the Raiders and Titans, and we were watching that with a little bit with one eye last week down the stretch, just because it was the last peg for a 6-0 week for $1 Ant to take down the mega pool pick 6, and it was the Raiders dominating the first half, looking unstoppable. And all of a sudden it was like, is Tennessee coming back? Did the Raiders just turn the ball over? Is this really happening? Are they going to come back and cover? And it was the whole reason why you stayed away. It was garbage. So this week, probably no surprise. It's the London game. It's been complete dog shit over there all year, as usual. The Jags, who should move from Duval to London, will be representing Jacksonville against the Puka-less Rams. So right now the Rams still favored by 3, which is essentially a home game for Jacksonville, which should get my spidey senses going. You bet the Jags at home in London, but no, you just stay away from it because nothing good happens over there. Just nothing. So
it did for the Steelers a couple weeks ago. So
yeah, that's the stay away.
Yeah.
They were in Ireland, by the way.
True. Tyler.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans and Chicago. Chicago coming off a big win, kind of a lucky win, obviously, with Jaden Daniels fumbling and pretty much giving them the game back. The Jake Moody game, him hitting like 5 field goals. And New Orleans is just feisty enough that 4.5 just seems. I just stay away from that game. Chicago, I'm still not convinced. They've definitely looked better. Caleb's looked more competent the last couple of weeks, but it's just a weird one. And New Orleans has been knocking on the door, obviously, between pretty much everyone outside of maybe last week. So I just kind of stay away from that game. It just don't really know how anybody's going to show up to that one.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just not going to watch it. There's just zero chance I watch it.
Is that a 1 o'clock start? Is that a 1 o'clock start?
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clocker in Chicago. No, thank you.
Oh, no thanks.
I'm sure I'll put some kind of parlay on Swift to score a touchdown because he looked very good on Monday. But yeah, I'm out on it.
All right.
They were my dog of the week last week. If we want to segue in, though, nailed that one against the Commanders. So Monday Night Football. Yeah, and I can throw in my pick for this week for the
go ahead, man.
Go ahead,
I'll just rip it. I'll take Indianapolis. I mean, it seems a little cheap. It's 1.5, but the Colts are pretty good.
Plus 110.
Yeah, I mean, nothing special. None of the dogs are really like sticking out to me. That like, obviously the Bucs. I'm gonna have a money line bet on the Bucs, but it's a scary one. So I'll go Indianapolis going on the road and getting dubbed there.
You got a point. Even the game they lost, Indianapolis, right? They lost Seattle.
They fumbled the ball on the guy going into the end zone. If he doesn't fumbled that,
And
I
they
think
scored
win that
again
game.
to tie it at the end of that game.
Yeah,
and the
they-
same guy had a holding call.
They lost to the
yeah,
Rams.
that guy-
They lost to the Rams.
that
They
guy-
probably
that guy
shouldn't have
had
lost the
money on the
game.
Rams.
Yeah.
That guy
Every
had
other game, they've pretty much, waxed most of the teams they played. They tried to give up the Cardinals one the other day. I'm sure we're going to go into it, but perfect segue into that. But I got the Colts. Give me Colts going 6-1 to start the season, which would be crazy.
Well, before you guys get into your thing, I'll throw mine out there. So last week I had Saints Pats. If you remember, I was just not confident how consistent the Pats would be. I'm starting to believe in them a little bit right now. So, I'll sort of stay away from them, at least on the losing end for a little while. This week, and Jay, this is funny because I'm taking Jacksonville.
There you go.
And the only reason why I said it's funny is you basically outlined the two reasons why I'm taking them. Number one, they're very used to playing over there, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And number two, no Puka.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are a different team without him,
Yeah.
So they're plus 140. I actually was Bubba. I was really tempted to take the Giants at plus 300.
Mhm.
But I just don't want to, rookie quarterback against that defense. I'll stay away from that. So, Jags plus 140 at their home away from home.
Yeah, listen, if I had the capability of sleeping in like to noon or something like that, I would love to do it. B, if I could play golf on Sunday and like lose my phone and just go and golf, so I don't have any temptation to put anything on that game, player prop or not. That's my move. I just fuck those games.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the longest real time first quarter I can remember in a while. It's
dude.
It's 5 of 9. They just ended.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. I'll go and then we'll get into it with Bubba a little bit. Last week, my money line dog of the week was the Dirty Birds of Atlanta over Buffalo. So that hit. I'll take it. I like it. What
were the odds on that? That was a good one.
It was.
It had to be
280?
yeah.
I think it was plus 210.
Yeah, it had to have been around there.
Because the line dropped down to
That's a good one.
235. So let me get my play up.
See how he's
here.
buttering you up, Jay? He's making you feel real good about what you
is.
did. Hey, good job, man. Good job.
Yeah,
Pats on
it's
the
Yeah, I
back.
think it was a great pick.
It's kind of like he's fighting with his wife, and it's just like it's a little bit of a.
You're going to lose, so you're
Yeah,
just
when
trying to
you're-
be nice.
After the
little bit of
argument, hey,
yeah.
did you was the refrigerator running when we left the
Yeah.
house?
Was the food good? Yeah. Was the food good?
Yeah.
Do you like
I come home and the chicken is overcooked. So all right, so.
Nobody gets that besides me, by the way.
I understand. So this is going to feel a little Bubba-esque just because of the number, but I've got some method to my madness. So my money line pick of the week is the New York Football Giants
There you go.
plus 282 on a consensus line in Denver. And this is, as much as I love Scattaboo, all right, and everything he's bringing to the table, and I get the electricity, and as much as I know that defense can disrupt a rookie quarterback on a road, hostile environment, that front four of the Giants is getting better every game and starting to round into the shape that everybody thought they were going to be in. The Broncos had a hard time, albeit overseas, and barely won a game when the starting quarterback had a negative net total for passing yards.
Yeah.
against the Jets? Yeah.
Right? They couldn't score points against the Jets. I think the Giants defense is better than the Jets. But when I say this is a pure statistical play, this is something you kind of look at before the season and get a look at because it does kind of matter. I think a lot of people forget that 2 weeks ago, Denver traveled to Philly, had a hard game against the Eagles, and then flew to London. No pass and go, no going home, no sleeping in your bed, no getting into your groove. Play in London, come home, back to Denver. Okay? So over 10,000 miles traveled in the last 2 weeks, crossing 14 time zones.
Right.
14 time zones plus us dumb Americans operate on what do you call it with the lights ahead there, daylight savings time. They do not recognize that. So you got all kinds of body clock issues going on. So I'm just taking a lethargic Denver team coming home a little overconfident, and we just beat Philly, took care of business overseas. We're home. We're good. These Giants, couple white kids, what are they going to do? Right?
Love it.
I got the Giants on the field.
And like I said, I was tempted to do that too. And one of the reasons is Dart's legs. I mean, he might be able to get himself out of trouble.
Right.
So.
And Bo Nix looks great for one drive and then looks like he doesn't belong in the league for 3 consecutive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have that in a parlay of some sort for sure. I like the Giants as well.
Sure. I definitely like the points. No doubt about that. But
yeah.
I like the money line call here.
Meanwhile, the Dodgers just wrapped up Game 3, so they're basically headed to the World Series here shortly.
Oh yeah, that Blue Jays game is on. Before I get into my underdog of the week last week and what I've got going this week, I will say that I just got a text from one Buckhant saying that Mike Evans is playing. So we'll see.
He was limited today, so that's a good thing, right? I mean, the fact that he even practiced is a good thing.
You either practice and it's a setback, or you practice and you're playing.
Right. All right. So last week, if you watched our live show, if you watched our podcast and then our live show, you saw Jay Ash give me about 2 minutes worth of shit on my Cardinals pick at plus 290 to beat the Indianapolis Colts as my underdog lock of the week. And the game was close, but it is a loser and doesn't count for anything. So I will bow down to that. But of course, I did some research coming into this. Over the last 3 weeks, I believe Tyler's 1-2 on his underdog locks of the week. I think Jay, you're actually 2-1, and I'm 0-3, and Jeff, you're 2-1 as well. But I did go back and listen to our podcast, and I came across this little bit where September 28th, Jay Ash took hit for his underdog of the week, the Tennessee Titans, over the Texans. And that is a large goose egg there. So I'm just saying.
No, never.
You didn't take that?
No, I took the Titans over the Cardinals in my gun to the head lock.
Yeah.
I never took. So I don't know what podcast you listened to.
I thought
I wasn't on.
I got to go back.
But I wasn't on. Let's just see. This is where you went wrong last week too, Bubba. Your only out is to try to deflect on me and conjure up fake news.
Of course, because I lost.
You're conjuring up fake news.
You just say I sucked last week.
You're talking about me sweating out your game. It was your pick. Your pick.
Well, yeah, but the 2 minutes of the worst pick of all time didn't really show up on Sunday.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to show up this week? This nonsense. You just created fucking fake podcast.
Well,
did you do it with AI? Was my voice
I could have done that with AI.
Was my face less red in the camera right now? I mean, tell me where this podcast is.
All right, so let me ask you this. How good did it feel to actually receive the $50 on the live show on Sunday? Did that feel good?
It felt like a 16-year-old touching a boob for the first time.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, if that's fake news, I will eat that. That's fake news. I got to go back. You said something about plus 7.5. They shouldn't be laying 7 points. So, and I look back and that was the spread for that game, but they ended up beating them 26-0. But you didn't have it. You're saying you didn't have it, so that's good.
I did have it.
You're 2-1. You're 2-1 on your last 3 underdogs of the weeks. Jeff's 2-1, and Tyler and I are not in the winning category. Tyler's got 1-2, and I've got 0-3. So we'll see how this week shapes up.
Okay. Just to recap that, if there was a standings, you'd be in last place?
I would be in last place.
That's fair. Go ahead. What do you got this week?
I have actually, Jeff and I have the same.
Oh boy, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
I have.
Oh, Jeff.
I have. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Jeff, you might
Come
be in
on,
trouble.
Kryptonite. Come
Jeff,
on, Kryptonite.
You might be in trouble. I've got the Jags plus 140 in a home game. That's the only reason I took that. It's a home game.
You just got mushed overseas.
Oh boy.
It's a lot longer flight for the Rams. I'm assuming they're coming across this way. So I like the Jags over there. There's gonna be a lot of Jags jerseys going on. So plus 140. I hate taking underdogs on the money line when there's a 1 in front of it. So that's part of the reason I took the Cardinals last week. But yeah, I got to take them this week. I like the Jags.
I'll tell you, my inner 16-year-old just went underneath the shirt for the first time.
So the Steelers just did the tush push, not with Rodgers, of course, and of course they jumped off sides. So
I was about to say, this is why you can't get rid of this play.
Well, no,
it's a
you have
football
to get
play.
rid of this. No,
You
you have to
can't.
get rid of this play because
Who
the
did they
Eagles,
do it with?
The Eagles don't get called for offsides. That's
Well, this
the
was
problem.
way more blatant than anything I've seen. This was bad.
yeah, oh yeah,
This
it was definitely
a
offside.
clear.
Who did they
Like,
run
this wasn't
that
slow motion offside.
Yeah,
This was
no, it's
clearly
four
offside.
Connor
guys.
Hayward, Connor Hayward, Bubba, one of their tight end. He's like a H-back tight end type guy.
That's fine. Kick the field goal. I need the field goal here anyway.
You got it.
So
But
kick the field goal.
bragging
All right.
rights.
Let's go to bragging rights. Let's when we put this up, let's clip this and let's get ready for next week. So Bubba doesn't come back with a fake podcast.
We're gonna have a synopsis right next to like the verbiage.
Right.
On the
Right.
Do
screen
we
or
want
something.
to do we want to talk about baseball really quick, or no? We're moving straight on to bragging rights.
Well, yeah, we just mentioned the Dodgers are up 3-0, so that series is basically over.
Dodgers are a
sorry.
wagon.
Great year for Milwaukee, but you're heading to Cancun soon, and what's going on in the Blue Jays game? They're
up 1-0. Mariners are up.
Mariners are up 1-0.
1-0.
Oh, okay,
Mariners.
okay.
Yeah.
So obviously Toronto is trying to fight back from being down 2-0, but we'll see what happens tonight.
They got Scherzer going tonight, so they kind of need. If this is the one they're going to win one, they need to win this one.
I mean, obviously he's not the Scherzer of old, but you never know, right? He could throw a good game.
Yeah,
but look, if they go down 3-1, I mean, we know that series is basically over too. So
Yeah, cooked.
yeah.
And no one had Dodgers Mariners, right?
No, I don't think so.
I had the Dodgers in the series, but not winning. So
Yeah,
no.
I had Brewers winning it all. So mine's pretty much
I wonder if they push the games up if it's those two teams. Like, are they going to
No,
play 10
they'll
o'clock
keep
World
that.
Series games?
I don't think so,
No, they'll keep
because
it
they haven't
late.
been playing. They haven't been playing late in this series, right? I mean, the late games have been going on like 8 p.m. Eastern time. So
I think
don't
they
know.
did it early just because of the Thursday night football. Though you're not going to compete with the NFL.
I know
Well,
the
fair.
Dodgers. I know the Dodgers have a big fan base, but if they want any form of ratings, they can't have a West Coast World Series going off at 10 o'clock. They'll get no one from the East Coast.
Well, look, they're not gonna play this game, but there is a solo game on Saturday, Milwaukee in Los Angeles, and again the start time's 8 o'clock Eastern time. So
Yeah.
You would think that that would normally be like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So
Yeah.
Maybe they finally learned. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, bragging rights it is.
That was the MLB talk. Now the Yankees are out.
Well, it's not that. It's just there's nothing exciting
Well,
to
there's
talk
only two
about.
games.
Yeah.
Two games,
It's
there's
kind of
two-
blowouts,
two
yeah.
series.
Yeah. And also hockey.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
The bragging rights.
And that was our hockey segment.
There you go.
Bragging rights from last week. We'll jump right into Bubba. Lead us off. You had a hockey one in there that lost for you.
I did. Yeah, they lost. And so did the Phillies.
And so did the Cowboys.
And so did the Cowboys. And the Bucs are the only ones that won there. Actually, did the Phillies lose by – I don't think they lost by – I think I was still in it on that night. I don't think they lost by one run. Or 2 runs, sorry.
All the same.
I think
It's
I
a
went
loss.
– yeah, it's a loss. But I think I went 2 for 4 there. So 0. I don't think any of us are happy about that column. Jay's got 2, I think. The bragging
Yeah,
rights.
we got Jay here.
This wasn't great other than the fact that the Colts lost. Iowa State lost. And did I hit the over in that game? No, I did not. I was 1-3.
And the Dolphins were the one that got it for
The
you.
Dolphins were the win, right? So that's what we call not great. And we're moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, not much to say. Bad picks.
And then
For
Jeff.
me, I think I went 2-2. Steelers covered the points. The over didn't come in because Cleveland did absolutely nothing on offense. Broncos Jets, worst game of the year, and I can't imagine any game being worse than that the rest of the season. So that didn't come in either. And then I did get the Seahawks. They were getting a point and they won outright. So went 2-2.
All right. Well, on to this week. Bubba, you'll lead us off this week. We're just going to change up the order a little bit just to keep it.
All right.
Come on. We got to get a W here.
Let's see it. So tonight, I took the Toronto Blue Jays to win on the money line, plus 112. Hoping Scherzer could get it done. They need a win bad, so hopefully the bats come alive tonight. And then I took the Atlanta Falcons on the money line, plus 115. I went back to Dallas, took them with the spread, getting 1.5. And then I got the Eagles to win on the money line. 25 wins, $359.88. So
Nice.
need a big one tonight.
Starts with the
Very
Blue
nice.
Jays.
Yep.
Yep.
Got to get it done. Jay,
Let's go.
you're all on tonight.
That's it.
Wow.
We're breaking all kinds of rules. This falls into the category of bad news doesn't get better with time. Been a little bit of a slump in bragging rights, so let's just fucking put it all on Thursday night. We're gonna take over 3.5 field goals combined for the game. We have one field goal with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, so that's still alive. Could use another one before the half to make myself feel better. DK and Jamar Chase both to score a touchdown. That'll be live as long as these geriatric quarterbacks keep chucking the ball. And then Jalen Warren over 24.5. Oh, my hit.
Yeah.
24.5 receiving yards. He has 11 currently. So again, game script wise, good shape. He would have had over that in the touchdown reception here that got called back. So 25 with a profit boost is going to take that 17.5 to 1 up a notch, and 25 is going to pay just short of 600. So let's go Thursday night football.
Very, very nice odds. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Jeff, your pink slip here, Jeff. Your pink slip.
Yeah, it was the backing lighting. So
Okay.
I got Metcalf with at least 6 catches. He's got 2 already. I got T. Higgins with 5 catches. I think he's got 1 already. I'm a little worried about T. Over 44.5 points. Again, it's 10-0 right now, midway through the second, so I'm a little worried about that. And I'm sort of riding with Ash on Warren. I got him 75 total yards rushing and receiving, and I think he's already at like 45 or 46, so he's in good shape.
47, yeah.
There you go.
Good. I like it.
That one's got great odds too, Jeff.
Yeah, 25 pays 475. So, like I said, I'm a little worried about T. That's getting his catches, but everything else looks okay except for I kind of thought Cincinnati would be able to throw the ball on the Steelers, and maybe they will eventually. But so far, the offense has been
Starting to move it now.
Yeah, they just field goal territory right now. That's what I like to see.
I thought it was like a 2-minute drill. By the way they were.
What is this? Oh, jeez.
Oh, what a catch!
Jeez. Yeah, what was that? I almost went the other way for 6.
I know, and I have a parlay that I have that is Pittsburgh defensive special teams touchdown. So I was really hoping that he just snatched that one, and take it the other way.
Oh,
I have T. Higgins with 5 catches as well, Jeff.
All right. Well,
I have a little bit of combination of everything that you guys talked about in this game, almost in my different parlays that I have.
hopefully we all win then.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know what? I'm
That'd be
rooting
nice.
for it too.
That's a large tab of Glory Days. Speaking of Glory Days, if you're in Tampa, come join us at Glory Days Monday night for Monday Night Football. Our first ever live at a live venue, sports bar, partnership with Glory Day. Can I call it a partnership? We're going to call it a partnership.
I think you could.
We're going to call it a partnership with Glory Days. Come check it out. Monday Night Football, 7:00 kickoff. We'll be there much earlier than that, getting set up, talking to everybody, getting ready to go. If you're there in town, come on in, hang out, grab a mic, shoot the shit, tell us what you got. If you're remote, please join in. We're still doing the chat. We need you guys on board to chat. The more people chatting, the more fun it is. The more it is a sports wagering community. You saw the socials flash. Everything is at Casual Chaos Live, YouTube, TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. We're out there. Find us. If you have a new social media platform that you want to get going, we will gladly be your first at Casual Chaos Live customer. Get it going. Let's go, people. So Thursday night pod in the books. Any parting words?
No, good show, and looking forward to that live
Monday.
show on Monday. That should be fun.
Yeah, Monday's going to be great.
Absolutely. Here. Well, on behalf of producer Tyler, Jeff, and Bubba, I'm Jay Ash. Thanks for joining.
See you.
Guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hi, everyone. This is Jay Ash, one of the hosts of the Casual Cast podcast. Podcast you are about to listen to discusses gambling and wagering on sporting events. Please be advised the gambling and sports wagering content during this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial or gambling advice. Sports wagering involves significant risk. If you choose to gamble, please do so responsibly and only gamble with funds that you can comfortably afford to lose. All opinions, wagering tickets discussed, or implied wagers on the Casual Cast podcast are not guarantees to result in financial gain. You must be 21 years or older or of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction to participate in sports wagering. Please verify the gambling and sports wagering laws and regulations within your jurisdiction prior to placing bets. Listeners are solely responsible for their own wagering decisions and outcomes. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call or text the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. We encourage everyone to engage with sports betting responsibly. The host and the Casual Cast podcast assume no liability for any losses incurred as a result of listening to this content.